Game Over 86 coming back with a video today for this Wednesday. I hope you guys are enjoying the week. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time. Hope you guys are enjoying whatever video games you guys are playing. But today I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and my opinions on the Stadia all-streaming service. Now, I know a lot of people have already talked about this. I like to sometimes research the product before making a video. There's so many people out there making videos on it, you know, an hour or 20 minutes after it gets up, and that's fine. They can do all that stuff too. I sometimes want to sit back and kind of look at it from a sometimes different viewpoints and different angles, you know, take different sides of the spectrum, and kind of build my own opinion on it. And a lot of people, you know, have already jumped to conclusions or saying this thing's not going to be good. And some other people say it may change the way gaming is going forward. And then there's others that are just saying, you know, this is hopefully going to not change the way, you know, console gaming is or how PC gaming is. And I'm just here to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on what I think going forward with Stadia's streaming service, Google, and give you guys some of the pros and cons that I see coming from this. And you know what? To be honest with you, I see some positives coming from this in the long run. What the future is, same thing like I said with the Xbox Cloud in the future as well as a service. Now, we don't know necessarily what the price is going to be, if it's going to be free to where you just get on there and play it, and then there's ads that come up, and the ads will pay them for streaming their games, or will they charge you a service like Xbox Game Pass to where you're paying $9.99 a month to play these games. But we do know the controller's probably going to be around 60 to 70 to 80 bucks, I'm sure. And it has some really great features on there that work really well with going to YouTube, where if you want to stream there or play your videos and all that other great stuff. Now, I want to go through some of this stuff and talk to you guys about some of the features that I think are pretty cool. The save states and loading points of other people or playing with your favorite streamers, to where they give you a chance to join them and connect with certain people that you just wouldn't normally be able to connect with right off the bat or have fun with. That's kind of cool. It's all about gameplay. It's all about the immersive and the experience, I think. That's what people do forget when it matters. It's not necessarily always about the games, because there could be a crap list of games and then the game experience is kind of a bummer or a letdown, and then you're just stuck paying for a service that really don't provide any great games for you. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to produce any games, and they did already come out and state that they are in the you know, pretty much going and doing the service and where they're wanting to make games exclusively for Stadia. Now, we can see positives coming from this, but we can also see some negatives. And I'm going to say some positives. They may actually come out and make some really great first party, or whatever you want to call it, Stadia exclusive games that may be able to change a generation, you know, like Crash Bandicoots, or, you know, Dark Souls, or other Mario kind of platformers and other stuff like that have changed genres and shooting with Halos and Call of Duties. And who's to say that they can't? I mean, I give them that option and I give them that chance because, you know, they have money, they have a lot of resources, and who's to say that somebody can't do something? You know, if we would have said that with Sony when they first came out, or with Sega, or even with Microsoft, or even with a lot of other companies, I mean, and we never allowed these companies to try or make or take the chance, I don't think it would have changed gaming that it is now. So to say that this company's not going to make it right now, that's ridiculous. So for the people that are saying that, they need to stop, because they have no clue if this is going to be a successful project or a gaming streaming device going forward in the future. But there is that possibility and potential. Now, after saying that, it's cool to see that they could play it on a TV, a phone, a tablet, a computer. It's pretty cool. And they were talking about how they got the computer, which is like one of the low-end computers, and you didn't need the big-time power to stream this through there because of their servers and what they were going to be running it through. They also stated other things that I kind of chuckled at. And they were talking about the GPU teraflop power 10.7 compared to the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, and together they still don't, you know, beat the Stadia. And then let's stop for a second, because when they do this, it's like they're trying to just, I guess, troll fanboys, which was a good thing. I mean, to me it did, and I chucked at it, but I see so many propaganda channels that'll put up, you know, the teraflop power. They'll just put T-flops, and then they'll have a number. And 90% of them have no clue what they do unless they go Google it or they read it. So even if you message them and ask them, hey, what does this do? They'll get back with you in like a couple minutes or to an hour and probably Googled it already and just print off what cut, copy, and paste and tell you. But it's just funny because it's like they're comparing that. And it's like when I seen that, I'm thinking my PC that I built in 2016 has better GPU teraflop power right there alone. So you're wanting to push 4K 60 already, and it's kind of a struggle. Now, I understand they're wanting to stream it, and I'm going to get into a little bit of this stuff. I know they showed other specs too, which I don't have on here. I don't want to go through the whole list of specs, but compared to what they were trying to brag about, it's not nothing to write home about. And here's the other crazy thing. They can brag and do all that stuff, which I'm not taking anybody's side or anything, but the PlayStation 5's around the corner and the Xbox 2's right around the corner. Who's to say they're not going to have more power in that capability? Now, will it beat the latency and lag difference between streaming compared to consoles? Maybe, maybe not. Will the Xbox Cloud have a better system? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, they have games and stuff backed behind it. They also have another feature to where they've been proven and they've been around a lot longer to where they can sit back and say, hey, you know, we're Microsoft, this is what we do. And even in the Xbox division, they have proven to be a liable and a reliable commodity when it comes to video gaming, whether it be PC streaming or even, you know, console gaming. So when I see that and I see the now they're wanting the future up to 8K 120 frames, to me it's targeting TV audiences and it's targeting couch players that don't really mess with PC when they posted that up, because a lot of PC players don't want to play at 4K, let alone 8K. And what kind of rig are they talking about in the future? Like, how long are they meaning in the future? Because the future could mean anything. I mean, there could be brain transplants in the future. There could be hover vehicles with a hoverboard. And by the way, whenever that happens, I'm going to be getting me that one. I don't care if it's pink and you want to make fun of me. I'm getting the Marty McFly hoverboard. And I may get the Pitbull, depending on the price. And I'm not talking the cheesy hoverboards that we see now with wheels on them, or the other hoverboards that only go up 2 inches off 7 lithium-ion batteries that barely go. I'm jumping, but I'm just stating, like, for them to say the future, well, TVs are up to 120 hertz, which can give you 120 frames. No console has ever done that, and probably never will for the very longest time, until they switch to complete PC spec graphic cards and all that other stuff. But to say that it won't happen streaming, that's different, because they can update their equipment on the end of their where they're coming back where you're streaming. Now, when I see up to 8K and 120 frames, and I'm not jumping, I'm just thinking it was funny. It was like, okay, they're just trying to go all out and try to say, hey, we're going to do this in the future. There's not even really 8K TVs, and if they are, they're like $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000. There's not even 4K really hasn't came full circle yet. I mean, it's just now becoming really popular. Now, don't get me wrong. 4K TVs are selling a lot better. Even last year, they were selling pretty good. But they haven't fully get over. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about your cable, your TV shows, your streaming boxes and all that. Yeah, they have 4K, but like not every show and channel is shot in 4K. So to sit there and say that 8K, that's way down the road. So that'd be like the PlayStation saying, hey, in the PlayStation 8, we're going to have this. I mean, it's ridiculous to kind of throw that out there. So it was just to pop all the suits and ties that probably have no fucking clue what's really going on in the gaming world. They're just investing. So I don't take anything from that. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, to get back to the controller, and I'll get back to some of the other stuff here in a second, but the controller, a lot of people said that they were taking designs from the Xbox and the Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of designs out there. Yeah, it looks smooth. It looks like it looks like a Create-A controller from your Xbox store. And the D-pad looks a little odd, but there are some fun features in here that I think are pretty cool. How it has wireless to where it'll automatically connect to that device if you're running it through their service, which is Stadia. And to sit here and to say that the controller is going to be good, we don't know. There could be still latency and lag, especially if there's people with internet. And I want to get into that part before I start with the other stuff. But the internet, I think, is one of the biggest features that's going to make or break this the service, whether it be streaming, whether it be physical media eventually down the road, who knows? Now, the reason why I say that is because people that live in rural areas like myself, they have things called data caps, or they have overpriced internet. And a lot of people have to pay for, you know, overpriced internet because they only have like one person here that provides the internet, and they don't really have competitors. So you're not going to get the best price, and there's always going to be data caps. I cannot wait for that to finally end, and a lot of these companies to go belly up because of that. But here's the biggest feature that I seen that I could tell that would be great for people that have great internet. If you have great internet and you can stream games right now, I would say the best thing to do right now is to stream 1080p 60 frames, or excuse me, 1080p and more than 60 frames. Because why would you want to stream 4K games? And I always ask the question, why? Not because I don't want to, or I don't want people to enjoy games, because it would eat up your data caps. If it eats up your data caps, you're going to stream 4K for what, a couple days, maybe a week, and be completely over your data cap and have to pay ungodly amounts of money for a game that you could play without even having to stream, like Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You can play that game on a console and you don't even have to stream it. You can play it on your PC and you don't even have to stream it. So, like, to pay that extra kind of money and then have to go over your data cap just to run it at 4K is not really targeting an audience. To me, it's going to be targeting a lot of the audience that don't really buy consoles or PCs. I think they're going to meet that middle market to where people mostly are on phones or tablets. I don't see a lot of people, or possibly TVs, like I said. And who knows what kind of deals they got with LG or Samsung going forward with their TVs. Who knows how much they're going to push the market forward with these gaming possibilities with their streaming services or their new IPs that they're talking about exclusive. And they say that they will be crossplay. Obviously, you're going to have to do that, or nobody will really want to play with you on especially when it comes to PC or streaming. I mean, but there are so many features in here that I think a lot of people tend to forget about. And the biggest one is data caps. I don't think a lot of people are really going to be interested in doing it if they know that it's going to go over their data cap, especially if they're use their internet for other things. Why stream for a week and then be like, well, I'm over my data cap, I got to wait another month until I can, you know, use my internet. I mean, that's ridiculous. There's other things that I believe that will be involved, that even Google and them saying that it won't have any lag because it's running from their end. I still honestly believe to get 4K 60 and to have it stream, you're going to need a beefy internet, but also they're going to have to come up with other ways. I think they're going to have to come up with a way to where you don't have to stream through their service. You can still play their games though, and they can give you that option to still download. I still think this is a popular decision from multiple places. A lot of people, they can sit up there and say, who hates the buffering, or who hates the downloading, or who hates this waiting on this? Well, you know, that's understandable. I'd rather download a game at 80 gig than play a game for 2 days and spend 300 gig just to stream it. I mean, do the math. A lot of people out there probably agree with me on that. I would hate to stream a game for 2 to 3 days and realize I used 200 to 300 gig. Like, that's ridiculous. So why wouldn't I want to just download the game instead of having to stream the game? And I understand if it's targeting people that have a lot of money or a big audience in Twitch, Twitter, or wherever you want to go and stream these things, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or wherever. I get it. If you got money, you got time, you got all that to spend on there, that's fine. But why wouldn't you just stream through your PC where it's going to be a lot better? It's going to be a lot cheaper on your stuff. Most people don't want to stream at 4K when they're gaming, mostly because it's competitively if they're streaming, or because of the latency and the lag in there. Now, I'm not saying not everybody's going to want to stream. There's going to be people that want to stream 4K 60, but here's the thing. How much data are you going to use? What's the games going to be like when they come out? Are they going to be big hitters? Are they going to be quick rushed games by Stadia that are just trying to flood the market, kind of like Xbox was doing with their first-party titles? It seemed like they rush them just to meet the Game Pass experience, and I've been critical of that. I think they need to take time and develop these games and make sure they're great for the consumers, because by doing that, you build trust with consumers into knowing that they can go back and spend money into purchasing your service or your games, for years to come. Now, with stating that, I still think, though, with their games coming forward, even if they do have a chance to bring new IPs, I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they have money, and like I said before, they have a lot of resources. But going forward as a whole, it's not for me. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's never really been a big deal for me, honestly, and I think the biggest reason because of that is because of my data cap problem that I have and the place where I live. And it's not that I wouldn't want to stream a game, but if I had a chance to stream, I would just stream it on my PC. The latency is actually going to be better and beat all that stuff, honestly, because I'm dealing with certain, like they were talking about 8K 120 frames. It's like I can play at 144 frames at 1080p and it'll blow 4K 60, 8K 120 out of the water by no means, and I'm not using as much data to stream it. So if I wanted to stream, it still wouldn't make me want to go there because the latency definitely is different. It still is behind PC. You guys can look it up. You can go to Digital Foundry. He even talks about it. There is a difference. It's not a huge difference, but there is a difference. They say it's on the scale right now of Xbox One X. With their streaming or with their online play right now. So, which can be updated, it can be fixed, it can be better. But like I said, it doesn't really matter to me personally. I'm not going to buy the controller if it's $80. I would just connect a controller to it. They're going to have to come, I think, up with some other ideas or other big-time companies that may make exclusives for them. I don't see them really trying to change the market. I see them trying to change hardware for the market to change for that, like TVs and tablets and phones. Everything's going to be 4K, 8K. Eventually, we get that. But for them to really start in now with Xbox coming out, possibly bringing the xCloud at E3, that's big news. Possibly, you know that they're going to be hard at it. And with the Xbox 2 around the corner, possibly at the end of this year or next year, and the PlayStation 5, God knows what kind of things they're going to have. A lot of people are saving their money for that, and I'm not going to deny it. There's a lot of people out there that are really hyped up about the PlayStation 5 and even the Xbox 2. There's people sitting around wondering. And to sit there and say that Stadia is just going to run over everybody, it's nonsense. Or to sit there and say they won't is nonsense as well. They're right in the middle. I think they're coming into a market where they're trying to be like everybody else. They're jumping on a train that I think is kind of not gimmicky, but it's kind of building steam, but it hasn't been proven. And I think xCloud with Xbox, they threw their eggs in one basket and kind of announced it ahead of time and gave Apple, even Apple's talking about it, Google, and even Walmart's talking about streaming. So, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to get into it, and it sometimes feels like a fad. It sometimes feels like, things that come and go and things that are here for a long time. And I still think console gaming is going to be here for a while. I still think PC gaming is the top of the notch when it comes to game experiences for the consumer for the price. I still believe that streaming is far behind from what a lot of people think. I still think there's a lot of, definitely heels to climb when it comes to that by getting it precision and precise for the consumer to have literally the best experience ever. And you're still got people that love physical media. I mean, as much as I love physical media, I understand it's going away, but Stadia, it's kind of hard to either pay for a game or to stream a game for a service knowing that you're using all this data to play a game, and then at the end of the day, you've only streamed the game for, a week and you're already over. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think it's nonsense. And until they fix all that stuff, or all these other companies literally quit gouging people consumer-wise just because they know they can, it won't change. It's gonna hold back the market, in my opinion. And to end it, I think that if they can come out with new IPs that really break grounds and really develop and make great games to where people are like, wow, it's worth the service, I give them that chance. I think that they have time to do it. And if they can make everything seamlessly either free to where you're doing it and you just have to watch a couple ads, you can't do it during the game. I mean, that would suck. You're in their game and all of a sudden an ad comes up and you're like having to sit there and you're like, what happens? Does everybody get that ad? Or is it going to be, 2 to 3 ads when you watch stuff on Vudu for free? Is it going to give you that to where they get their money that way? Or is it going to be a service for $9.99 or even more? Who knows what they're going to be charging? But the other thing I want to throw on there is a lot of people are forgetting, it did say games and entertainment. So we got to remember that they may be bringing some TV. They may be bringing big-time streaming things, movies, 4K, 8K movies. They may be bringing live TV. They may be bringing all this other stuff that a lot of people may not be looking at. They may just be looking at it from the gaming aspect. And you know what? If they can bring that TV and stuff streaming fast and everything there, I think they would have some ground to work on. Definitely, because they would have that backing them, and a lot of people already stream cable or TV shows anyway, Vudu, Netflix, Hulu, you name it. There's a mass audience out there that will stream it and will use that service. So that is something else to look at going forward. But I want to know what you guys think as well. I want you guys to tell me down in the comments what you guys think about this going forward. Would you try it? Do you have internet that is strong enough to run it? Do you like playing some of them big third-party games that they've already talked about, like Doom and Assassin's Creed Odyssey? And are you willing to give them a chance to see what kind of great games that they might be able to develop and bring to the table compared to console gaming or PC gaming or exclusives? Let me know down in the comments, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And if you guys are returning fans, audience, whatever, make sure you guys hit the like. And if you didn't like the video, hit the dislike. Let me know down in the comments below why you didn't like the video or what you liked about the video too. That always helps me out on trying to make the channel better and better for everybody out there. Also, guys, stay safe. I'll be back, guys, Friday with a review, a controller review. So hope you guys enjoy that as well. I have to go and get my stuff done. I got to go pick up kids. I will see you guys later. I love you very much. Do a good deed and stay safe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.